Hi everyone, welcome back. Finally I have a new episode ready, so this is it. As always, we have this preview here in comparison with Adidas Response and what we can see in the next episode. Here we have the unboxing. I won't spend too much time with this part, so pause the video if you need. Here are few of my sizes. These ones for me are true to size in Adidas. In this shot we can see both shoes, but we start with the left foot because we want to check if the quality is consistent or not. If you care about cushioning, you should pay attention to this part. Spoiler alert. I thought these sneakers will have more cushioning than the previous model. It wasn't like this, but more of that a little bit later. For now, let's just check these sneakers, how they are made, what materials they have inside and so on. So as you can tell, this upper is thinner than before, quite a bit thinner actually. In this shot we can see the outsoles. I don't like them, you know why. Yeah, for me this is clearly a downgrade in comparison with Adidas Response, just because they are thinner, they have less surface of rubber, so I don't see why anyone will pay more money for these ones over the Response. In this shot we can see the insoles are a downgrade for me. Here we can see both of them. I believe the thickness is obvious. The Response Super have them thinner and also firmer, so what is that? In this shot we can see better the upper. As you can tell, inside it has one layer that is perforated, that will be the lining, and in the exterior it has something like a mesh or something very thin. And here we can see the internal label, the size and the date when they were made. In the shot, as you can tell, we have the right foot. I'm doing this because I want to see if the quality is consistent really. But with this pair I didn't have any issues with the glue or the stitching. When you get yours, just be sure you check well both shoes before you take them out, just an advice. And this is valid for all the brands and all the models. I will speed up this part because, like I said, I didn't find any issues. You can see it even this way, so I won't spend too much time with this part. Everything seems to be fine. Same thing here with the outsole, no issues, only that it doesn't have full rubber outsoles, like I said before. So like I said before, this insole is thinner and also firmer than the previous model, so I don't like it this way. The footbed, it is perforated, but I wish it was even more than it is. Feels hard and sticky. Again, the label, they are made in Indonesia. The tongue seems to be a bit less thicker, so I like it. And I wish it was wider too. These sneakers had lost some weight, so we'll see now how much of that. From my point of view, I don't think it's needed, honestly, because you will lose durability, so I don't like that. In this shot we can see a comparison with the other sneakers. This is the difference. Here we can see the length in centimeters and inches. I like these laces. They aren't anything special, but they are okay. This tongue seems to be a bit thinner than before, but I wish it was perforated because it is still not. The padding inside still feels a bit too thick for my liking, considering how is the climate today. As you can tell, the upper is very thin. The midsole, I wish it was thicker. I feel that they really need like 5 to 8 millimeters more. The internal midsole, obviously. This is more or less what you get inside. The rest of it is only outside. no water resistance here. And finally the on-feet shots. By the way, this scene is in real time because I want to show you how easy it is to take them in your feet. My first impression with them on my feet, it was like they are very similar to Adidas Response, but still something is different. And I didn't know what is exactly, till I didn't get the other pair in my feet at the same time. So more of that in few minutes. Enough room in the toe box for my regular width feet. The stability, as I said before, seems to be good enough. Finally, I have both of them on my feet in this scene, so here I can tell exactly where is the difference in between these two sneakers, which look apparently almost the same. So please remember that the Response Super has a little bit more stack than the previous version, yet somehow the previous version, which is a bit more economic, it has a bit more cushioning. In the back, on the heel, they are almost the same. It was hard for me to pick one better than other. I believe they are almost the same. But in forefoot, there is the difference. Although they have more stack, the blue ones, the black ones, they are softer. And that I think is because they have thicker insoles. That makes a big difference there. So basically you pay more money to have less cushioning in the end. And also please don't forget about the outsoles, which are much better in my opinion in the black ones. So I feel that if I wouldn't have tried them both at the same time in my feet, I don't think I would have noticed the difference in between them. But this way everything It's very obvious. If you have both of them in your feet, you will notice very easy that the black ones are actually better, although they are cheaper. So here, in my opinion, I think is the insole that makes the difference. The new one is thinner and also firmer. That is the mistake that they made here. This is how it has to be a proper outsole, like in the black ones. My final thoughts, do I want to recommend those Response Super? Well, if you want, try them, but I wasn't impressed with them, so I wouldn't buy them. I don't recommend them, honestly. As long as you can buy the Adidas Response, those are much better in everything, in my opinion. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because that is so important for me. Take care of you and have a nice day.